Shalom, Shalom, and welcome. Welcome to Endtime Reflections. My name is Symmanayah, and these are the words I'm compelled to present before an awakening nation. In this 16th installment of Endtime Reflections, I want to bring your attention to the words life, instructions, actions. Life, instructions, actions. And you will find this is akin to a purpose that you can discover within the Passover feast. You see, they came instructions for the Passover. And as a result of the instructions, there were actions. As a result of the actions, there came life. Now, one could say, why did you have this labeled life, instructions, actions? Well, could it be that the decision for Yashar'al to have life came first? Then the instructions, then the actions? Or could we look at it also as they receive instructions from the Almighty Father that led to actions that resulted in life? I will present the case why it is important for us to stop taking for granted the things that are before us. But before I continue, let me say this, O Yashar'al. The views expressed in these podcasts do not necessarily reflect the owners, managers, and or shareholders expressed in these podcasts. With that said, take a moment, my brothers and sisters. Look around. Yes, we've received favor today, for we are breathing. If you are listening to this podcast, you are alive by the word of the Almighty Father. What instructions? We take the simplest of instructions where he may say, rise and start your day. And we give that credit to our own self. I know how to get up. I know how to wake up. I know how to do what I want to do. Have we realized that every second we live is by the word of the Almighty Father? We take that for granted. I want to bring your attention, my brothers and sisters. Not all will understand the purpose and the sequence of the feast times. Not all will receive how it is a vetting tool. But you, O listener to these words, you who pursue with diligence the will of the Almighty Father, will grow to understand why vetting and examining things before us is important. If you begin to ask questions of individuals that are in this walk, in this journey, it would not take long for you to discover individuals say, I wish I would have known this camp, this community, this fellowship, this group was like that. I wouldn't have never spent time with them. I wish I would have known he had his own agenda. I wish I would have known he really wasn't discerning the voice of the Spirit of Yahuah. You see, these situations have occurred and will occur and will continue to occur. But hear my words, O Yashar'al, the importance of vetting, examining. If we do it daily, if we examine the person in the mirror first and walk with an eye to examine as the Spirit of Yahusha open our eyes, those we come in contact, then we will discover those who are truly our brothers and sisters, those who are truly earnestly seeking to do the will of the Almighty Father. Let me read Philippians 1, 9 through 11, O Yashar'al. Philippians 1, 9, 10, and 11. It says, in this I pray that your love might extend more and more in knowledge and all discernment. See, this is saying in all discernment is in all that the Spirit of Yahuah reveals to you, to me, to us. He goes on to say, for you to examine the matters that differ in order to be sincere and not stumbling into the day of Messiah, being filled with the fruit of righteousness through Yahusha Messiah, to the esteem and praise of the Almighty One. Examine, my brothers and sisters. Learn how to ask questions, more questions, with an eye to discern the answers, whether they are true or wicked, so that you can either embrace or come away. 2 Corinthians 13:5 says, examine yourselves whether you are in the belief. Prove yourselves. Or do you not know yourselves that Yahusha Messiah is in you? Unless you are disapproved. My brothers and sisters, I believe the words life, instruction, and actions can be and is one of the purposes and lessons to learn as it relates to the Feast of Passover and this journey. I mention vetting often. I can't say it enough. Who is aware that the scriptures say that judgment begins at the house of Yahuah first, as written in 1 Peter 4:17? If we can't examine, if we don't render judgment, how can we know which direction to go? End times will bring movement, transitions. End times will require us to adjust and adapt to the orders of the Almighty Father. But if we can't identify the instructions from the Almighty Father, if we can't identify the why and what type of life it brings, if we cannot identify what actions are required, that would be problematic. Who is able to discern the life in the following? Let me read some passages, my brothers and sisters. 2 Timothy 1:6-7. For this reason I remind you to stir up the gift of the Almighty One, which is in you through the laying on of my hands. For the Almighty One has not given us a spirit of cowardice, but of power and of love and of self-control. Hebrews 10, that was 2 Timothy 1:6-7. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 23-25. Let us hold fast. Hebrews 10, verse 23-25. Let us hold fast the confession of our expectation without yielding, for he who promised is trustworthy. And let us be concerned for one another in order to stir up love and good works. Not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together, as is the habit of some, but encouraging, and so much more as you see the day coming near. There are individuals that will sling this verse, do not forsake the assembly, without equipping you with the vetting and examination, training and development, or instructions to know what assembly to be among. There are wolves in sheep clothing, my brothers and sisters. And they are calling and grabbing and snatching and trying to throw convictions at people. There are people that are in communities, camps, fellowships, and groups where they shouldn't be. They're missing out because they won't step away from there and discover where they're supposed to be. But end times will make things straight, O Yashar'al. In the discipline of the Almighty Father, we will grow to know what assembly we're supposed to be in. That assembly will be assembly unto physical life and spiritual life, or assembly of those that will be gathered to physical death and await resurrection. And some of you say, he speak about death too much. I don't like him. It's about the realities of what is true, O Yashar'al. There are outspoken individuals just want to tell you all the things you want to hear to make you feel good. When we begin to recognize the realities of end times, the realities of this plan of the Almighty Father, we will then take more serious this walk, this journey. And we will witness individuals who share like mind come together, like mind as it relates to worshiping and obeying the Almighty Father. Destruction and death is coming at a magnitude we would have never thought. Some of us would have never thought that we would witness such destruction and death. The time of seeking refuge have begun. And I say to you, keep Proverbs 14:26 in mind. It says, in the fear of Yahuah is strong trust, and his children have a place of refuge. That refuge may be physically, as we find ourselves participating in end time prophecies as martyrs, or in the great Exodus, or that place of refuge may be physical death, to rest and be out of the way of what's getting ready to unfold. Luke 17:26 and 27. Luke 17:26 and 27. What I just read before about refuge was Proverbs 14:26. I am now getting ready to read Luke 17:26 and 27. It says, "And as it came to be in the days of Noah, so also shall it be in the days of the son of Adam. They were eating, they were drinking, they were marrying. They were given in marriage until the day Noah went into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all." My brothers and sisters, if we search the scriptures, we will discover that Noah received instructions. It required actions, and it led to life. Just as in the days of Noah, we are receiving instructions that require actions and that will lead to life. Now, the thing is, can you discern what those living instructions are? Are you just in the camp, group, fellowship, community that just reads the scriptures over and over, that just constantly regurgitate the text? Or are you in a group under leadership that demonstrates life, growing life and set apartness, that demonstrates that the presence of the Almighty Father is here? Or are they spending more time talking about what they did yesterday, who they helped yesterday, what things they did yesterday? Yashar'al, I say often, are you satisfied with your leader, teacher, moray, pastor? Are they equipping you with the information and instructions to strengthen you, the one in the mirror, as the Spirit of Yahuah works in you in the event of their demise? You see, when widespread destruction, when earthquakes in diverse places, when wars break out, people will be separated. But those who must fulfill the final exodus, those who must fulfill specific tasks ordered by the Almighty Father, will see and witness a coming together. Given all that we are witnessing, are you able to discern the living instructions from the Spirit of Yahuah sent in Yahusha's name? Are we witnessing individuals who are actually presenting words that can be defined as living instructions and orders from the Almighty Father? Or people who are just looking at what they see and trying to make it look like the Almighty Father revealed this to me? It's a difference to get news first that's already out there and say, oh yeah, I see this coming, I see that coming. No kidding. We see it too. It's different than the man or woman or child of the Almighty Father who have experienced things that He has revealed to them, and they are making it known before the body of Yahuah. My brothers and sisters, are we witnessing the need to lift up Yahusha HaMashiach so that we can see Him draw all men, and in His drawing all men to Himself? This is talking about men and women in John 12:32. This is where we meet up. This is where we see our connecting point, O Yashar'al. He said in John 12:32, if I am lifted up from the earth, shall draw all men to myself. This is the meetup place, O Yashar'al. Him working in us, through us, one towards another. Every member of the set-apart family of Yashar'al has a place. And we will discover what it means to obey and worship Him. We will discover the living words that are going forward for such a time as this. Discern, O Yashar'al. Behold, set-apart family, the need to identify what is necessary to get through the coming end-time conditions. It requires work. It also requires discerning and movement, instructions from the Almighty Father Yahuah. I pray that each of us begin to know what the words life, instruction, and actions mean. Have these discussions. What are the current instructions for this day that requires actions for this day, that brings about life for this day? Each breath that we take, each moment that we are alive, there are things to do. Believe it or not, even in going to work to make an income to take care of your family, it is by the favor of Yahuah that you have breath and a sound mind and the ability to have an income drawing job or business. It is by the favor of Yahuah, if you are called, that others are supporting you. If they are supporting you to complete tasks that the Almighty Father has given you. Yashar'al, words with meaning, life, instruction, actions. What can you identify as it relates to instructions for this moment, for this day, for your plans, for your goals? What instructions can you identify? And what type of life will it yield? What actions are required to accomplish such? Hear these words, O Yashar'al. It's time to be mindful that there are details and processes. On that note, I say, behold, our redemption is drawing near. The hand of the Almighty Father is going forward. Stay tuned, for there is much more to come. In the name of Yahusha, I come to you. My name is Symmanayah, and I say, be encouraged, my brother, my sister, my family. Shalum.